Hi, my name is Cara and this is my portfolio. Here is my portfolio. It's a 3-ring black binder. On the first part, I have the table of contents. Then I have a yellow divider for the cover letter. Then I have the cover letter on page 1. Then I have the orange divider for the resume. Then I have the resume from pages 2, 3, and 4. Then I have a pink divider for the SMART goals. Then I have the SMART goal on page 5. Then I have the certificate on the blue divider. Then I have the feed certificate on page 6, U first certificate on page 7, WHMIS training module certificate on page 8, Workers' Health and Safety Awareness in 4 Steps training module certificate on page 9, Workplace Violence and Harassment Prevention training module certificate on page 10, AODA training module certificate on page 11, IPAC Hand Hygiene 2022 certificate on page 12, Core Additional Precaution certificate on page 13, Core Administrative Control certificate on page 14, Core Control of the Environment certificate on page 15, Core Healthcare Provider Controls on page 16, Core Personal Risk Assessment in Long-Term Care certificate on page 17, Core Occupational Health and Safety certificate on page 18, Core Chain of Transmission and Risk Assessment certificate on page 19, Diversity, Self-Awareness and Action certificate on page 20, and First Aid and CPR or AED Level C certificate on page 21. So for the next part, I also have a green divider for the course documents. So for my course documents is the Resident's Bill of Rights from pages 22, 23, 24, and 25. Then I have the pieces information on pages 26, 27, and 28. Then I have the PSW Foundation's 1500 course outline. So the first page of the course outline is on page 29. Then I have the course description on page 30. Course learning outcomes on pages 31 and 32. Evaluation criteria on page 33. Policies and expectations for the learning environment on page 34. Then I also have the learning plan week 1 on page 35. Learning plan week 2 on page 36. Learning plan week 3 on page 37. Learning plan week 4 on page 38. Learning plan week 5 on page 39. Learning plan week 6 on page 40. Learning plan week 7 on page 41. Learning plan week 8 on page 42. Learning plan week 9 on page 43. Learning plan week 10 on page 44. Learning plan week 11 on page 45. Learning plan week 12 on page 46. And last but not the least is the learning plan week 13 and 14 on page 47. So that's the last page of my portfolio.